Moorhead students rallied in support of a high school counselor today. Richard Lara will be terminated Friday as the bilingual student counselor for allegedly touching students inappropriately. Some students don't believe those claims. They say Lara is their friend and the only person they can talk to. He's also been accused of missing appointments with students, breaching confidentiality, and misrepresenting his authority. Lara says he is innocent and never even got a hearing. He also says the students know the truth.
Behave, don't be late, you know what I mean?
They're very intelligent. They're very smart. They know when something's not right. And I tell them to stick up for it, which is what I'm going to do now.
Moorhead School Superintendent Bruce Anderson says the school board's decision to fire Lara was based on information gathered by an outside attorney. Also at Moorhead High today, someone slashed tires on several cars in the parking lot. Moorhead police say 10 to 20 people filed complaints. There were also reports of window damage. Police say they are not sure if the vandalism had anything to do with today's rally.
Students in Castleton will be getting a brand
new... For us kids, every day, I mean, even if it was something not important or anything, he would just be there to talk to us, and I don't know why people are saying this stuff.
He found that in the news. They didn't tell him in school. They didn't tell him face to face, and that wasn't right. And I don't think it's true because, what do you call it? He used to go to my house and everything to help us too, and he never did nothing wrong to us.
The students say Laura was instrumental in getting many minority dropouts to return to school this year. The school board has begun a search for Laura's replacement.
High school students stayed out of class to protest the dismissal of a bilingual assistance counselor.
This time the students stayed away from the building and carried signs. They also began circulating a petition asking the school board to give Richard Lara a chance to respond to the allegations against him. The board voted to terminate Lara's contract Monday night after receiving a report alleging misconduct and failing to keep appointments. Lara has told the protesters to return to class, but they say that would mean giving up.
The only way we're going to be heard if we're in class. The only thing we can do is we can't say nothing. What are we going to say in class? They just tell us to probably be quiet. The only way we do any good is out here with some signs or something that people know.
The students also plan to present a letter to Superintendent Bruce Anderson asking for their own opportunity to address the board. Now, at the center of this controversy stands Richard Lara. He started with the high school in January, primarily to assist with Spanish-speaking students, but also to work with other minority students. Many of those students credit Lara for calming racial tensions at the school. This afternoon, Alan Miller spoke with Lara, who responded to the allegations against him. He says he only wants a fair shake to be able to face his anonymous accusers.
I tried to bring across section.
His contract runs out on Friday, but Richard Lara says he's already been told not to return to the high school. He says the complaints against him came from a small number of people. He denies violating any student's confidentiality and says other counselors have done it and gone unpunished. And he says he has no idea what touching a student in an uncomfortable way means.
How is it uncomfortable? What is it? What kind of what was I doing, you know? You know what I mean? I don't know. And I've never been told.
Then there were complaints that he failed to keep promises or appointments.
I don't turn kids away, and it's much like a mass unit triaging, you know? Person comes in gushing blood, and another one comes in with a broken leg. Oh, you know what? It's my lunch break, man. Nurse, can you put a stopper in this right here, and I'll be right back. I can't do that. If you're working hard, you're not sitting on your butt, and you ain't running by the clock. You know? Yeah, I've missed appointments. Fire me for it? There's not any letters of reprimand, okay, for being late in my file.
Lara advises the protesting students to return to class and tells them not to lay any blame on the principal.
Doug Price is a good man up front. Don't punish him. Don't give him a hard time. You know, that guy, if it wasn't for that guy, you know, XYZ people would have gotten rid of me a long time ago.
And he alleges the school board didn't discuss the claims, but merely acted on recommendation of the administration.
We came back after Christmas at the junior high. We went almost 11 weeks without a fight. Unconventional, yeah, maybe so. But you tell me What does that say? 11 weeks almost without a fight. Before I got there, there was 3 fights in 5 days. And they're going to fire me? The school board, I don't think, knows.
Alan Miller, News 4, Fargo.
Lara, the school board will fire Lara Friday from his job as a bilingual counselor for allegedly touching students in a way that made them uncomfortable. The board says he also breached confidentiality and missed appointments. About 30 students stood outside the high school today to show their support. In addition to yesterday's and today's rallies, the students have started a petition and hope to get a meeting with the school board. They say they want the school to hire Lara back.
We were gonna go to class, but most of the people think that if we go back to class, they're not gonna get Mr. Lara back. They're gonna think that we're just giving up.
Moorhead police have increased security at the high school until the students leave or go back to class. School administrators say they won't stop the rally for Lara, but they say the students will have to face the consequences.
The kids that are out today will have unexcused absences. They'll be viewed by the school as truant. And the consequence for non-excused absence is they'll lose credit for what they would have earned in class today.
Lara says he plans to appeal the board's decision. A Grafton man charged...
Good evening, everyone. A Moorhead High School student faces felony charges stemming from this week's protests over the firing of minority counselor Richard Lara.
17-year-old Joel Garza was charged with terroristic threats at his appearance this afternoon in Clay County Juvenile Court. During Wednesday's protest, it's alleged Garza yelled, quote, "Tomorrow we're violent." Today he was ordered to be detained at the Clay County Jail until the charges are resolved. Authorities say he has 2 prior offenses of bringing a firearm to school, and they said he could be a danger on school grounds.
You know, we have a situation there where the school administrators are doing everything they can, and our Moorhead Police Department is doing everything that they can to diffuse a situation that you all know has been going on for the past 3 or 4 days. We can't have people going around, I don't care who they are, you know, saying that we're going to be violent and let's get violent and this sort of thing.
Garza also faces disciplinary action from Moorhead High School officials.
A Concordia student is charged with possession of a stolen firearm after being caught carrying a rifle on campus. 19-year-old Juan Velarde was arrested and could face up to 20 years in prison. Police say the gun was stolen from Winona, Minnesota, and that Velarde knew the gun was stolen. A court date has been set for October 6th.
Counselor Richard Lara when he was overheard promising violence at the school. Garza's attorney argued the threats are too vague, but the Clay County State's attorney says Garza was one of the protest organizers and able to carry out any threats.
He's had 2 prior instances involving a gun, one at the junior high and one at the high school. One at the high school, the gun was actually loaded and discharged a couple of times.
Schaefer says Garza may be tried as an adult on the charge of making terroristic threats. A Grand Forks City Councilman says Police Chief Chet Pastor
The firing of minority counselor Richard Lara. 17-year-old Joel Garza was charged with terroristic threats at his appearance this afternoon in Clay County Juvenile Court. During Wednesday's protest, it is alleged Garza yelled, quote, "Tomorrow we're violent." Today he was ordered to be detained at the Clay County Jail until the charges are resolved. Authorities say he has 2 prior offenses of bringing a firearm to school, and they say he could be a danger on school grounds.
You know, we have a situation there where the school administrators are doing everything they can, and our Moorhead Police Department is doing everything that they can to diffuse a situation that you all know has been going on for the past 3 or 4 days. We can't have people going around, I don't care who they are, you know, saying that we're going to be violent and let's get violent and this sort of thing.
Garza also faces disciplinary action from Moorhead High School officials. Good evening, everyone. Tensions were running high again today at Moorhead High School.
School officials estimate that more than 200 kids left school, but they don't know how many left out of fear.